Alrighty, we're off. This freaking intimidating bike. This is my first time riding the Ultra Classic. I think this is a 2009. My dad's Ultra Classic. He's on the 883 in front of us. I've ridden this in parking lots, but I have never ridden it on real roads yet. So we're just going around a neighborhood right now, which is great. Building my confidence a little bit. So when I was at Harley, I rode a road glide and street glide special, which definitely boosted my confidence a lot. But I was really intimidated by Ultras because of the tour pack, which only really adds like another 100 pounds, so it's not that big of a difference. But I guess it does make it more top heavy. Anyway, it's been really freaking me out, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to just build my confidence, say that I can ride any bike. So I wanted to conquer the Ultra, and then I can say that I can ride any Harley, which is the goal. I want to be able to control anything. So far so good. Haven't shifted into second yet. There's a heel toe shifter on my dad's bike, which I have never used before, and honestly it like really kind of freaks me out because I don't really understand it. But like anything in life, it's the most awkward time the first time, but it'll get easier. I'm not going to talk too much though, because I want to make sure that I'm focusing and being safe. He was asking me, that's my dad in front of me, he was asking me if I was comfortable enough to go around again or if I want to go out on the road. I said I want to go out on the road. I'm ready. I'm going to be careful, but I'm going to get into second gear here, which will be my first time on this bike. Oh, these stops are hard because my feet don't touch flat, but that's okay. Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, alrighty. Here we go. Second. Nice. Third. Nice. Okay, the heel toe is growing on me. I wasn't very good at that sharp right turn. That was kind of tough from a stop. That was definitely like the hardest part we've done so far. I'm gonna try to start in second at this stop sign, see how that goes. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't want to do that. Oh, there we go. That was better already. Okay, look at this freaking walk in the park. So we stopped there and he's like, did you shift? I said, yeah, I went into third. And I said the hardest part is just turning right on a stop, which is harder, and like that's the hardest part on any bike when you're first learning, but especially on a bike this big. If you're not familiar, these big bikes are like $950 depending on how full your gas tank is. But I'm honestly surprised at how comfortable I feel on this thing right now. The moment that I rode the street glide and road glide at Harley in Tacoma, I built so much confidence at that point because I was so scared of the touring bikes. I thought I wouldn't be able to do it, and it was a lot easier than I thought. I just had a hard time reaching. Like my dad's about my height, we're like 5'7", and he put a lowered seat on this bike, so it makes it a little bit easier. I can touch nearly flat-footed, but I don't have boots on right now, which is not the smartest thing. I just have regular tennis shoes on. That's all I brought. I didn't bring my boots, so it definitely makes it a little bit harder to like shift and reach the ground, but it's okay. We went to the Scottsdale Harley today. I had never been there before. It's the biggest Harley in the world, and it was honestly incredibly impressive. They have like a movie theater, they have a barbershop, tattoo shop, wedding chapel, like literally an insane amount of things there. It's crazy. That was a little better. These right turns are just harder because everything's just, ooh, this bike, ooh, that's fun. This bike gets up there quickly. This thing is like a freaking truck. It just feels so big, but it's cool. I can't believe I'm actually riding it right now. I literally never thought I would ride something like this, but started on a Honda Rebel, and then I don't know, we've ridden like a couple other things since then. Then my first Harley is a 48. Okay, I'm gonna try to start in second here. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I feel like I made that way more dramatic than it needed to be. That was so easy. All right, I'm gonna tell him I want to go out on the roads. I think I'm ready.
Where do you want to go?
Somewhere not so busy.
Not so what?
Busy.
Busy?
not so busy. What do you think?
Same place we did yesterday?
Probably.
Okay.
What do you think? You think I'm ready?
You think you are, I think you are.
Yeah.
So, you want to stop halfway or just keep going?
Let's stop just in case I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay. So the same place we went yesterday, we stopped at this like little hiking place, and he said, "You want me to stop halfway?" I said yes, just in case I want to ride the 48 back or something, which I keep saying 48. I think I want him to stop halfway so I can ride the 883 back. The weather is amazing right now. I have on just like a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and then this Harley jacket. It's kind of like it's not even that thick. Some gloves my dad lent me. I ordered a full face helmet to wear here because my dad only has like those half helmets, which I don't really like wearing those. So it was kind of a cheap helmet, but it does the job. It's great. Brought my own GoPro and filming stuff. And I'm wearing leggings under my jeans. So it kind of seems like a lot of layers, but honestly, like, you can't get away with this in Washington right now. It's so cold and your hands would be numb right now, which is the worst part. So here, it's actually comfortable to ride. It's really nice. I'm still in disbelief that I'm riding this bike right now. Ultra, I just never ever thought, like, because when I was working at Harley, I never wanted to move them around. Like, I'd sit on them and I was comfortable with that. And like, I remember my store manager was the first one that was like, "Oh, you should take one of the touring bikes out." And I'm like, "No, they're way too big for me. There's no way I can do it." But he told me to, and he's like, "You could do it, you'll be fine." And I did it and I was fine. And it was a lot, honestly, easier than I expected. So that just built a lot of confidence, like I said. And it's kind of like, just the more you challenge yourself and realize that you're fine and you can do it, as long as you take it slow and be safe and everything. It's like, if you know how to ride a bike, you can pretty much ride any bike because it's the same concept. You just have a little bit more weight to move around. Then at that point, I'm like, okay, well, the only bike I haven't ridden is like the Ultras. So here we are. I told my dad like probably a month ago, like, next time I'm there, make me ride the Ultra. I need to ride the Ultra. Like, I just want to get it done and build my confidence fully so that I'm not ever scared to ride any bike, because I know I can do it. But the sketchy thing here in Arizona is people run red lights all the time. So especially in a motorcycle, you just have to be like super careful. I will say it's really nice. Actually, maybe that's why I'm not as cold, having this fairing here. I've never actually ridden with, like, well, I guess besides the test rides I do, but I've never ridden longer than like 5 or 10 minutes with a fairing, and I'm not cold. So I guess it does help to move the air away from your body and you stay a lot warmer. So, uh-oh, I have a rogue sweatshirt string. This is very comfortable. I totally see how people can just ride long distances on this. I have a backrest and everything. It's just so comfortable. My last challenge would be to have my dad on a ride out here. I've had him on the back as a passenger in a parking lot, but never out on the road. So that would be my last little challenge, but I don't know how I feel about that today. We'll see. I kind of have a raging headache, so I don't know that I want to like push it, but I still feel like I accomplished a lot today by riding this bike. It's good. I want to switch just because that one's more fun, but I did it and it was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. No, I feel fully comfortable with this. The only thing is like, not that I can't do it, but like I'm a little rusty on right turns with this bike, just because it's, yeah, like no, I'm doing it, but I think it like it's a lot easier to lean hard in a small bike, but in this one it's more intimidating, so I feel like I'm just not leaning hard enough. I know I did it. I checked that off the list. Not that I'll never do it again, but now, I mean, like if I were to own something, I wouldn't ever have that.
It's a lot less top heavy without this on it.
Yeah.
Just like the other bikes you have ridden, basically the difference is this.
And obviously with a passenger too, it's even more, but yeah, it was like.
Because once you get this thing up to 35, 40, it's a dream to ride because it just smooth.
Yeah, when you're going like 50, it's like cake. It's so easy. The hardest part is just the slow speeds, obviously, but that's like any big bike. This thing is just my comfort zone. It's easy. All right, 883. Let's go. So if you're new here, we live in Washington. We hate it. We've been there our whole lives, and it is a beautiful state, but it's just the worst weather ever. There's a lot of things we don't like about that state. We've been talking about moving to Arizona for years, and multiple reasons. It just wasn't the right time for us. But now we are very ready. We want to go ASAP, but we have some like timeline holdups right now. But it's just really fun to be here because like now being here, I feel like my husband and I just think about everything differently because we see it as like our future home. It makes me really excited. I'm not really sure what the timeline is for us to move, like I said, but just really pumped to live here. I'm pumped to live somewhere where I can ride more than just in the summer comfortably, and it's just beautiful here. There's like a billion restaurants, which we love about Arizona. This feels so different after being on the Ultra. Obviously, they're very different bikes, but it just has such a different feel, and the mid controls is not my favorite. I will say the roads here are pretty rough, which kind of sucks. So Garrett has never ridden the 883, and I want him to ride it because he's only really ridden the 48. It's because they feel so different. Like, you definitely have such an upright position in the 883 versus the 48. I like the clamshell position more. I will say my back hurts sometimes on the 48, but I just feel more comfortable on it. This, I feel so straight up. I just don't like sitting this straight up. I feel like I'm so high. But we did go to Scottsdale Harley earlier. It was cool. I got to meet a couple of the employees there and just be like, hey, we're going to move here soon, hopefully. So it was nice to meet them, and just we got to see the Fat Bob again because Garrett only saw that once when I was working at Harley in Tacoma, Washington. And so he really liked that bike, and I had him sit on it again, and I was like, sit on everything else. Is it still your favorite? He still loves the Fat Bob, so that's good. He hasn't changed his mind. Not quite sure when we will buy that, but it's still a bike on our radar. So yeah, it was fun. It was cool to see that Harley. And then we went to Torchy's after, which is one of our favorite places to get food. We get the trashy trailer park tacos with queso and chips, and we both got a margarita, which was delightful, but I have a raging headache, and I don't know if that's why, but I do think I'm not drinking enough water, so I'm probably gonna have to chug some when I get home. It is the last day of 2022. This is a fun way to ring out the last day of the year. Tomorrow is 2023, January 1st, which is just crazy. This year has gone by so fast, but it makes me really excited. I love fresh starts. I'm a fresh start person. Like, I'm ready to just like try new things and challenge myself in different ways that I haven't previously. I can feel like every little movement, and I don't know how people ride long trips with passengers. Oi. You like it? Gosh, it's heavy. I know, I see him. Hey, so it's editing Taylor. We are back home now. We had to leave very early this morning. We had to leave the house at like 4 a.m., get up at like 3. So tired. We had a little baby nap, but I'm finishing editing this video from riding the bike in Arizona. We had a good little trip. Interesting experience. I just wanted to say that I'm really glad I did it. Riding the Ultra was easier than I expected, and now I know I can do it. However, the passenger part I definitely need practice in. Once I was going out on the road, I felt good, but then every single time I had to stop, I felt extremely unstable. So that was kind of scary, but just something I would have to practice. But yeah, it was a fun experience, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe. And I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.